Hello, it's Asunerd and Twitch back with week 1 for the Magikarp unofficial power rankings.
Back at it again, once again, tearing these boys based on this time performance.
Um,
Yeah, this time we're doing it based on performance because obviously, but yeah, week one has gone and gone and come. So yeah,
we have the Scuff power rankings back. All right, number
and remember,
1.
we're garbage.
We did put a lot more work into it visually though. I'm actually kind of proud of ourselves.
Yeah,
Number 1, we've got the Red Spark Vicavolts once again because they did not
they
lose.
haven't changed.
They didn't lose. They got a 4-0. I'm gonna use my mouse. I think you guys can see that to show you everything new. The records here, obviously. Name, position on the power ranking. These will be trades. Green will be gone, red will be new. The plus O will be their change on the PR. Recent result, W win, L loss. 3 for the kill leader on the team, who we think is the MVP. The X's are the mons that died during the fight, and these 6 were the mons that were brought during the fight. And this is the rest of the team.
I'm very happy about this setup. Took me like 2 hours to make it, but very much.
So,
Very nice.
talking about the team now. The team did exactly what I expected. It kind of crushed.
Okay, Hitmontop and Politoed, fire. That was just the way that he played those two, insane.
The boys absolutely popped off. They crushed. Klefki Thunder Waved like everything on the enemy team.
He got 2 sets of spikes up against the Corsola that had a weak armor. It did get burned and die, but set up 2 layers of spikes. T-waved tons of stuff. Defogged early in the game, clearing out rocks from the spikes from Toxapex. Very, very well played. The Politoed, though, oof. I'm pretty sure it was the Toxapex Itto code.
It Okoda Tojidamaru and
Tojidamaru, my bad.
Yeah, with Earth Power. Surprise Earth Power out of nowhere.
Yeah, and then
I believe the Politoed was here because of Water Absorb against the Dracovish. Yeah. Overall,
oh boy. But more specifically, the Hitmontop. That thing went insane. So not really sure why, but the Corsola was packing weak armor instead of Curse Body. So he didn't have really the chance to get Brutal Swing disabled. So instead he was just going fast. But that also got him killed because almost immediately the Brutal Swing was doing enough to kill him from full, which is a very bad thing when you're supposed to be like the bulky big tank of the team, being
one
of
two with Toxapex.
Yeah.
But overall, I think the team. The only things I'm curious if they'll be switched out, be like Klefki maybe for another Rain Mon, and then Dollar. I still don't get Dollar. My brain doesn't work like that. I don't get him.
I mean, hey, he's fat and his body press does a ton.
Yeah. On to number 2. We have the Durham Darmanians.
Fans.
This is a hype team.
He did real well.
You talk about this one. Twitch first.
So, if I can. Okay, it was this one. He really set up for Lycanroc well. Lycanroc just one-shot everything later in the game. He OHKO'd the Blissey. He OHKO'd the Hydreigon. The Terrakion wasn't going to be that big of an issue because it was already poisoned and it was low, but it still outsped the Terrakion and was able to clean up. And then the Umbreon. The Umbreon tanked everything. And also during that, he was poisoning everything, making it so specifically Piloswine and Slowbro couldn't prevent Lycanroc from sweeping.
This Umbreon ended up walling the whole enemy team for a super long time. That's why I hate this Pokemon. and wants
And
to
it
be
got
removed from the game.
11 wishes off. 11.
It's a lot of wishes. And this team didn't even end up bringing Ferrothorn and Gastron, the two like real big defensive Pokemon. So that's just another thing to make this team even more impressive. Jumping up 3 spaces with a 4-0 victory.
I mean, hey, the team was fire anyways, and you've already gone on about how much you love this team
Ah, great team. Love it.
and how much you love Lycanroc.
He's great, dude. Nothing
Yes.
nothing wrong with him.
He was the kill leader with 3 kills and didn't even go down during it.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very well played.
Really all there's to say about this team. Just really solid. Keep it up. Number 3, the Green Bay Pekekleons. Only team without a logo. Should really get that up there.
We'd put it on if we had one.
If we had one, yeah. This empty space this time around is Rillaboom Gmax, I believe. The team did great. They won. Not in the most convincing fashion, to be completely honest, but I still think the team is really, really strong.
Copperaja, he played that Copperaja very well, considering Copperaja is only like a tier 3 or 4. And honestly, super big. The heat crash on the Corviknight, that just...
It really,
anyone who knows what Corviknight does knows that that thing is a monster if it's left alive. He did not leave it alive, and then Copperaja also just was able to... I don't... Did it take out Ditto? It did take out Ditto.
I believe so, yeah.
Because the Ditto was also like trying to take back the game. Early in the game, it got Chip on the Rotom, which allowed Kyurem to Oko it, or to finish it off with Draco. And then later it copied Dragapult and was reverse sweeping with Shadow Ball. Was very, very questionable. But Copperaja coming through, taking the hits that it needed to, and was able to dish him back, taking out the Ditto. That was
And
taking back the game.
Throw did a surprising amount. A lot more than I was expecting it to. Especially since Crocodile is similar and just does what it does. Twitch, you should message our person at position 5 to let them know.
Of course.
Yeah, the team it's solid. I think the only thing it's missing is maybe it needs a little bit more bulk. Maybe drop Licky, Throw, or like Salazzle or Dragapult for some like real thick bulk, and the team will be crazy strong. Obviously, if Copperaja leading the kills with the MVP being the only thing left alive, taking the game back. Yeah, really solid.
Mario B.
Antwerp, number 4. And though it may look like this was a loss, don't worry. It was just a full team wipeout on both sides. Oh, wait. I have something wrong on this. Oh.
How professional.
The team that he brought... One of these mons is different. Twitch, could you check it really quick? He brought Gmax Venusaur over something here.
No, he didn't have Maractus.
Okay. Pretend that this little cactus... pretend that this little cactus was actually a Venusaur, okay? Sorry, it's the scuffed PR, guys. This team went 0-0, but they got the victory because they died to recoil afterwards. Super close fight. Nothing really else to say. They still need a physical attacker. The team's really strong. But aside from that, for the most part, everything we said in the week zeros stays true. I think that the Ninetales did absurd stuff. Choice specs OCOing 2 things, and one of them being a Gmax.
Gmax.
Yeah.
Before he was even able to Gmax.
Very impressive. Bringing Sandslash over Skarmory was an interesting choice, but I mean it worked out, I guess. Got those rocks up, even if had a potentially better rocker. Yeah. So
very solid, very scary. I lost to it, but
on to number 5, the Roll Street Raichus. This is Mario B. We're gonna see if we can get him on to ask him some questions about his team. Maybe talk about his match a little bit.
There he is.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Mario B.
Hello. Hey guys, how's it going?
Pretty,
Fantastic. Really happy to have you
pretty
on.
good.
Thank you guys for inviting.
Your Mew was disgusting.
Oh, crushed, man.
Sorry,
Nasty plot. 5-0. Whew.
man. That was all luck, to be honest. I was kind of on the back foot that whole game.
Well,
Luck, you were checking, or you were basically you swapped out in case of a scarf. At least that's what it seemed like. And it just it was crazy.
He said GG in the chat, and I thought he was just trying to play mind games with me. So I actually just switched out
Um,
just in case he was scarfed,
maybe
or
he
he had
was
sucker
playing
punch.
mind games. The GG was the
Yeah,
mind game.
exactly. I didn't know. Can never be too sure.
So, we have some questions that we set for you. Twitch can
Yeah.
ask him.
all right. So first off, what was your draft plan? Were there any major snipes during it? How did you go about your draft?
Um. Well, the draft, I think went overall well. Overall well, I meant to say. The plan was basically get Mew, and after I got Grimmsnarl, I was pretty much set on offense because those two mons hit a lot of things. Something they struggle with a lot hitting is steel types, so that's why like I got Arcanine and Seismitoad as well because they can switch in on those steel types pretty easily, throwing them out with like the ground coverage, or Arcanine has like Flare Blitz, Flamethrower, has Intimidate too. A
Ooh,
lot of
yeah,
steel
just
type.
covering the general
Yeah,
physicalness of the steel type.
yeah, especially since steel is typically always physical. Not always, but like
Yeah,
most of
with
Most
the
of the
Ralph
time.
being an
hard hitters.
exception.
Yeah, or like physical hitters. So
But
I just wanted something because Grimmsnarl and Mew kind of struggle to break through those steel types. So yeah, that was kind of the theory behind that. And I picked up a couple mons I've never used before, like Cobalion. Hopefully, I can
Oh,
turn
the
some luck
GOAT.
with it this season.
The
Yep, the
best
goat.
boy.
And Braviary too. Braviary, I'm pretty excited to use. So we'll see what we can do this
Sick,
season.
alright.
man.
Yeah,
Alright,
thanks.
so our next question is, do you plan on trading anything out for any stronger speed? Because your main fast Pokemon being Boltund and Arcanine, and maybe maybe like Braviary or Mew with Scarves,
Mhm.
you're kind of lacking like crazy offensive speed Pokemon. Do you plan on doing anything with that?
Yeah, no, not really, to be honest. I mean, I know that my speed tiers fall from like I think 121 to like 108, but I think it's okay to be honest. I think Bolton hits pretty hard. Cobalion could always maybe be scarfed. I have a base 100 in Mew, and then I don't think they're too bad.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
really see
fine.
myself
All right.
making that many changes to the team right now. We'll see how it does for probably like 3 or 4 weeks.
All right. And lastly, regarding your Firewater Grass Core, do you plan on making any changes regarding the mons that create it? Anything that
Um,
really is sticking out to you as like a bit of a weakness that you might want to remedy?
right now, not at the moment. I think that I should have picked up a better grass type. I feel
Yeah,
that
that's what I was
yeah,
thinking.
yeah, the grass type. I really wanted I don't know. I kind of wanted Rillaboom, but I knew it wasn't gonna make it back to me after I got like G Max Grimmsnarl, so that was a little unfortunate. But right now, I think I'm just gonna keep the core I got. I'm gonna see. I typically like if I do bad in the season, I usually wait about 4 games into it, and if I'm doing really bad, then I'll look at the team, see what needs to be fixed and stuff like that. Definitely.
That's a good plan.
Eh,
Yeah, that's the plan, guys. Wow. Pray for me this season. Can't keep getting
Praying for
lucky like I
Mario
did
B.
week 1, man.
I mean, not gonna lie, I don't really think we need to pray for you because
It's,
you went
Nah.
+5.
I like the
Uh,
team, man.
uh,
Mew's the kill
thank
leader
you,
right
guys.
now.
Fire.
Yeah, yeah.
Number one, number one on the leader.
Mew's gonna be trying to do things this season, definitely.
Well,
Yeah,
thanks for coming on.
Appreciate you guys for having me.
Yeah.
it's been fun.
Yeah, guys,
Well,
definitely. Looking forward to the video.
all right.
All right, guys.
See you
Thanks.
in the battles.
Ciao.
Yes. Ciao.
So,
Have fun.
yeah, I like the team. Like having Mario be on. That was nice. I think
Yeah.
I agree. Venusaur should Maybe Vileplume? I'm not sure. But
Honestly, it's kind of hard to pick out a grass type when naturally you'd probably have to switch out some
Yeah.
stuff to afford a grass type that would fill the holes.
yeah. So, number 6.
Oh, well.
The biggest drop, unfortunately, but still pretty high, making the halfway point. I still really like the team. I think it really needs a fighting resist. Really bad. Like, something on here's got to go for something else. But the offense is still insane. The core's crazy. But dropping 4 with a 0-4 loss is New York Blastoise at 6. The only person to make a trade was Shiinotic and Hitmonchan.
Honestly, I consider it not a terrible trade, because still his only grass type is still Pharaoh Seed, but step in the right direction. Shiinotic wasn't really doing all that much, other than just being a fairy.
Yeah,
Which,
well, it's got Spore too, but yeah.
And it's a bit too slow to really take advantage of it. And then Terrakion doing Terrakion things.
Yeah, and then we've got Cinccino. I think maybe Cinccino could go out for that fighting resist really needs. I'm not sure what's still available in Tier 1, but Hydreigon maybe instead of the fighting type. Or, okay. Hydreigon maybe, and then get like a ghost type potentially. But aside from that, the team still has crazy offense, crazy core. Really need to get that fighting weakness under control.
Yeah, because of it, Lycanroc was just able to completely destroy his team.
Plow
once
through
Slowbro
the
was gone.
team.
Slowbro
Lycanroc
was
crushing everyone.
When Slowbro was gone, there was basically no saving him. Even if Piloswine was alive, Eviolite, Ice type, I don't think it would have done enough.
On number 7, we have the Wooloos up 2 from last week with a 6-0 sweep. Not like a sweep, but just really good play all around. Had a
All right.
crazy good Gorgeist. We're gonna see if we can get.
He's
the
already here.
host. Oh, he's here. Oh, hello.
We're talking, so I didn't want to speak over you.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, but he's here.
We have questions for you.
Sure.
All right. So, first of all, very well done on the 6-0.
Thanks. I was,
It was beautiful.
really not expecting that to happen. That was fun.
Especially well played on that Gourgeist, especially after we looked at your team and didn't think that Gourgeist was all that special.
I mean, I just had to prove you wrong, right? Even though
Yeah.
you put your video after
That's
the
fair.
match, but whatever.
My Rose Raid experience,
Yeah.
it's biased, man.
I also have a reasonable amount of Rose Raid experience.
Sure, yeah.
Things fire. But
It is.
the way you played that Gourgeist, fantastic. Anyways,
Thanks, man. Yeah.
onto the questions. How did your draft go? Did you what was like your plan? Did you get any snipes happen? What happened?
So yeah, I guess really the thing going in, I knew I wanted Excadrill. It's just so good this gen. Rapid
Fire.
Spin, got that huge buff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's one of the better ways to pair that is with a Sand Setter. And I was thinking, do I do Hippo? Do I do even like Gigalith? And I settled on T-Tar.
Sandaconda.
That is not a Sand Setter. I swear to God, that thing's terrible. But no, Excadrill's like by far the most offensive
How
in
dare
that.
you.
And offense is always better than defense, in my opinion.
That's
Indeed.
fair.
So, speaking of which, what made you go with T-Tar instead of any of the other Sand Setters that would have gotten you more points?
I mean, the only one I was really considering other than that was Gigalith. Again, just because of the whole offense thing. But I don't know. I kind of don't like to match up types, even though I've done that later on in my draft. But if I'm trying to match a ground type with a ground type, I'm not a huge fan of that.
Yeah, we don't pay attention to that.
And then I don't know. You mentioned earlier, like in terms of, did you say like snipes or whatever?
Yeah, snipes.
So the big one there, originally I wanted Haxorus, and that got sniped like right before I was going to pick it up, and that really threw off all of my later picks.
Oh, that's funny. I also wanted Haxorus.
I think it's so good in tier 3, isn't it?
Yeah, as a tier 3, it's a crazy pickup if you can manage to get it.
Exactly. So settled on. I mean, Como is not bad by any means, but it is a tier 2, and it kind of ate up a lot of my points I was not expecting to use.
Yeah, especially with the fact that you can't use Clangorous Soul because they banned all Omni boosts, which
Yeah.
we're gonna have to get to later.
I mean, but if they unban it, it honestly is a tier 1. So I'm not huge.
That's
I'm
true.
not super disappointed in that.
Tier 1? I
I
honestly
would
wouldn't
call it
think
a tier 1. It's insane. One
Clangorous
Omni
Soul?
boost, yeah, easy sweep.
All right.
Oh yeah.
I think we have one more question.
Sure.
Yeah. And now that week 1 is over, and I guess this is just going for any time afterwards, do you feel like that you might ever swap out Roserade or Gourgeist, since
Uh,
having more than one grass might be a bit of a weird
Issue.
choice?
well, obviously gonna keep Roserade. I mean, that thing's just so good.
Fair.
You know, spikes, toxic spikes, and all that. But really, Gourgeist isn't there because it's a grass type. It's there because it's a ghost type. And it's by
Fair.
far the best goat type in tier 5, in my opinion.
Yeah, the fact that you can change the size to make it bulkier, make it more offensive, make it speedy.
Exactly, yeah. So I'll probably keep them. Yeah, I do want to make some switches, but I might wait a few weeks before I do that. So we'll see.
It's totally fair. Well,
Yeah.
thanks, man.
Still,
Really appreciate
very
it.
well
Thanks for having me
played
on. Yeah.
Well done on the Gourgeist. Well done on 6-0. Have a good night.
Thanks. Yeah.
We applaud
Thanks.
you.
See ya.
All
So,
right.
yeah, I expect to see this team jumping quite a lot coming the weeks if he keeps playing like he played.
Monster.
Yeah.
He's a demon.
This Rotom Heat's
Taking
also gonna.
souls.
I think this Rotom Heat didn't do that much this first thing, but I think with this team, just it's gonna do crazy work. Okay.
Kind of crazy to say that.
On to number 8.
About a Rotom.
Yeah. On to number 8, we have Atlanta. The Atlanta Ambipom, coming off of a 0-2 loss. Yeah, they didn't move at all though. They stayed at 8. Team's about what it is. The loss wasn't too bad.
Yeah, it was an 0-2.
This crossed out Mon Urshifu single strike, FYI.
All right. So this team got obliterated by Mew.
Yeah, this was the team that got wrecked by Mew.
So I'm not really sure how much he could have really done that, or done to like fight it, because like the only real resist he had on his team was Jirachi, but Jirachi died to Seismitoad. No,
Yeah,
Jirachi killed Seismitoad, my bad. And died to Druddigan.
Yeah. And after that, I mean, the team was really just fodder for Jirachi with Nasty Plot and Psychic.
I'm not even sure like what really went
I'm not
wrong.
Jirachi, Mew, my bad.
Because like just all that really happened was Mew got one Nasty Plot up and was just able to Psychic the whole team, and even had Aura Sphere
Yeah.
for Urshifu.
I still expect
one shot the Toxtricity in Gmax, so
yeah. I mean, stab
Monstrous.
Psychic +2. It's gonna
no,
happen.
he did minimize damage, took out 4, but it's just the Mew. The Mew went so hard.
I expect this team to also do well, maybe make some changes to the comp, but the team really isn't bad. 5 of the Pokemon are great, and then 5 of them are pretty mediocre.
Yeah,
But
he's again same issue. 5 Pokemon that you always want to bring, and then 5 that are niche.
yeah, I could definitely see this team making some trades, maybe even coach trades. It's got some valuable stuff, just stuff that doesn't really go with the team.
Yeah, he's got a reasonable amount of trading power in the fact that he's got like a crazy offensive Gmax and Toxtricity. He's got one of the better bulky fairy types in Wheezing. He's got Urshifu. I shouldn't have to say much about that. And he's got Jirachi.
Oh, never mind. Ignore that.
Yeah.
Check 10. Yeah, team's fine. I think it needs some work, maybe. Let's see how the coach plays out, though.
Yeah.
Up on 9, we've got Twitch's team. The team that doesn't have anything, that just does stuff. A lot of really weird Pokemon, or like sort of mix Pokemon. Urshifu Rapid Strike, by the way, is the sprite that we do not have. Coming
Yeah,
off
everything here just seems to do more general stuff, something that would be more supplementary in other teams,
yeah,
and it's just most things barring like Dragalge.
also a solid 0-0 loss. Really, really minimizing damage there.
I mean, hey, I kind of played like trash, but I still was able to get to a 0-0 because Weavile went hard.
I would
But
definitely expect
Metal Petal.
a trade or two on this team. Not really sure
Never-
what, to be completely honest, but some stuff to restructure it a bit. Get like a Suicune, like a Suicune to really get that bulky fire water grass core going.
You're gonna hold this against me forever.
I'm just gonna keep bringing Suicune up, man. Every single PR until you get it somehow.
Hell yeah, Crown Tundra, let's go.
Stunfisk is trash, really bad. I think Palosand's really good. Now with Scorching Sands, which is just ground scald. So
Crown
You know.
Scald's scary.
on to number 10. Do we have our coach for number 10 here? Awesome.
There he is. Hello. First of all,
Wait. Could you say something?
hello.
Could you turn your mic up a bit?
He's very quiet.
Yeah, I've actually been having audio problems recently. I'm maximum volume on Discord and everything.
Let me see if I can turn you up.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Here,
all
do
good.
some tests. Say test.
Test.
Say test one more time.
Test.
Okay, that's pretty good.
All right.
Bottom of the PRs causes the most problems. Let's go.
No.
Alright,
This
so-
time you're 10.
Oh hell yeah! How did we get here?
You went up 2 because you just didn't lose that bad.
Yeah,
Honestly, your Lapras set was fire and your Ditto was going crazy until
Hell yeah! That's what I
kinda
like to
like
hear.
stopped it.
the two people below you actually just fell more than you did. More than you going up, to be completely honest. But you did have a Fire Lapras set. I loved it.
I'm
Yeah.
glad to have inspired.
Dude, the Dragon Dance into a double Oko, fire.
So,
Hell yeah!
similar to the
The-
other two coaches, we have
And then the-
questions for you.
And then the Kyurem taking out the Rotom, very nice. It's just you were just stopped.
Yeah, the Spadef drop on Shadow Ball at the end was like after the crit on
Oh
Core,
yeah.
Like I got hacks out of that. Like I'm sorry to Thor, no offense, but like I got pretty RNG'd out of that one.
Yeah, you got really crushed by RNG. I remembered that. You got obliterated, but you got like 5 actually important RNG things that happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still,
that's
your Ditto was very well played.
Thank you.
He-
I didn't
Like that
expect
Ditto
him to
was
be
the
crushable,
only
to be
that
completely
Ditto
honest
was the
with
only thing between him and winning.
you. Yeah.
Very well done. But
Thank you.
just couldn't make it. But hey, it's the game we play. But
Exactly.
got some questions for you.
Gotta embrace the RNG as part of Pokemon.
Yeah, that's why some people run Fire Blast. Anyways, so our first question: what was your draft plan? Did you get sniped at all? How'd you anything happen during the draft that was a bit?
Crappy.
Yeah.
So my plan, and this is actually only my second or it's my third ever draft league, but this is like my first quote unquote season doing a draft league. I started doing them only a couple months ago actually, so I'm still trying to familiarize myself with everything. So my plan was actually to have no plan, as funny as that sounds.
I mean, hey, working
So-
off impulse. I did it the first time I was in the draft league, and I made top cut.
So my like kind of thought process, just to put it as briefly as I can, is that I wanted to see what fell to me round 1 and 2, and then take whatever I felt was the best on the board, and then go from there, and then build my team around that. And so what happened was Core fell to me at like pick 6 or something. I'm like, that's pretty dang good. So
That's pretty
I
good.
decided to pick Core up, and then on the swing around, I'm like, I can maybe get started with a Dragon Fairy Steel Core, so I picked up Sylveon, who I think is a very strong tier 2. And then And then around like pick before I ended up settling on Kyurem. Settling is probably not the right word because
He's a monster.
I'm very happy I was able to grab it. But
Remember when he was tier
Nolan
2?
actually sniped me on Blast on his Blastoise pick. I really wanted Blastoise, and he was one pick before me, and he said, "Nope, I'm taking Blastoise," and that
Damn.
actually kind of threw me for a loop. Which kind of ties into, I guess, getting Lapras at the end, and I'll get to there when we get there. But yeah, I had to like kind of adjust on the fly because that was probably the one instance where I really wanted something and I didn't get it.
All right. So
All right.
I think our next
This one was
question is,
quite fire.
why Sun? I don't get it. What's it
Yeah.
doing here?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
that,
really
that was
get
a
it
real
either,
big
but
thing. The
there's
Torkoal
a method to my
pick.
madness.
Do
So-
tell.
If you notice, I'm giving away like some potentially fire strats here, but such is life. I'm okay. I'm completely okay with it.
I mean, hey, I gave away the mirror coat tech with G Maxes.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. If
No,
you
I'm
mirror coat,
completely like
it was
I
G-Max,
full
it's way
well
fun.
knowing I signed up for this, giving away the strats, but like I'm glad, more than happy to share. my
Sweet.
thought process.
Thanks.
I mean, hey, we're hoping everyone's gonna give away some strats when we get them on.
Understandable, and that's the way it all should work. But yeah, so if you notice during the middle of my draft, I picked up Porygon 2, who I think is a really solid tier 3.
Agreed.
Thing is a bulky monster. And,
You sniped it from Twitch.
You
Oh,
did.
I did. I'm so sorry.
Don't
But,
be sorry. Do it again.
Do it again? Don't test me, I will. But I basically thought to myself, okay, Porygon has, a really interesting 1-2 punch of Trick Room Teleport. Is there anything I can do with this? And then I look at the teams around me, and I see a lot of teams have like a 1-2 core of like, Kingdra Politoed or like T-Tar Xka, and I'm like, I wonder if I can make a weather core of my own to try and make those matchups a bit easier. And I'm thinking to myself, I have P2. I can use Torkoal just as a self-sufficient Trick Room sweeper.
That's true.
And then I'm like,
crazy.
Executor. Okay, we have base 55 speed Chlorophyll, can use that out of Trick Room, but also workable inside of Trick Room with, min IVs and all the good stuff. Base 125 special tech, nothing to really scoff at. It's not the greatest, but it's definitely workable. And you could do some really interesting harvest things. So I think just looking at those three Pokemon of Porygon 2, Torkoal, and Executor, I wouldn't necessarily call them strictly Sun. It's more that like those three Pokemon together have basically two different modes of like, okay, I can run fast Executor outside of Trick Room, and Porygon 2 could just be a really bulky teleport momentum keeper. Heck, I can even make it, like if I get the right roll on what's that ability? Download. I could even use it to put some decent offensive presence as well.
Yeah, with the
And
times
then,
0.5 special.
Crazy.
It honestly
try
makes it
attack.
so much good, so much better than it has any right to be. But yeah, those three Pokemon, I think, give me a lot of flexibility in how I want to approach matchups. I think when I was looking at your initial PR, like your initial video that you sent out, which was really good, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You were saying about how, you would really only bring Corviknight, Sylveon, Silvally, Ditto, Kyurem, and then there's really like, why would you never bring, anything other than those five? And with that one extra spot, you're looking at not bringing the whole Sun Core or whatever. I think just having that flexibility is something that I really valued, and I will gladly take in a. Admittedly, I'm new, so this could be the completely wrong way to look at it. But in a format like draft, I feel like unpredictability is such a huge thing. That's why I picked up Ditto. That's why I picked up Silvally. Every week, those things are putting so much pressure before you even start the battle.
Hell yeah.
Prepping
Silvally.
hell. Hey man, let me tell you. Fire. I think that strat's fire. That's really fun and cool. I like seeing the
Alright.
download duck do stuff.
All right, now for the two more interesting ones, Alolan Persian and Lapras. What was
Yeah,
your thought process?
I didn't
here?
really get
Right.
those.
And that's fair. Although Alolan Persian and Lapras were admittedly more last minute picks, being the last two picks of my team, but I did have a plan and a way that I wanted to use them. And I know you mentioned in your video the first PR that Silvally already covers the parting shot niche that Limpergia gives, but that's the thing. Having 2 parting shot users, that can be very annoying to deal with, given that if you put those 2 mons in the right circumstance.
Facts.
And consistently putting -1/-1 pressure on anything that switches in, minus like Hatterene or whatever. Then again, Gmax Hatterene, big brain counterplay right there. But I think just having I noticed besides having U-turn on Corv and parting shot, I didn't really have that much momentum and
Volt switch and that kind of thing.
Yeah, and I just feel like, especially having 2 parting shots, the ability to bring that in a match was super valuable. Plus, just having a dark type, I didn't have one at the time, and I think that definitely factored in. But what sealed the deal is the double parting shot.
All right.
Now, Lapras is a bit more interesting because I was actually
Indeed.
hard debating for a long time on what my last pick was. So I think we're looking at second to last pick.
Yeah, especially with it being a G-Max last pick, so almost
Yeah.
all of your most of your options are already gone.
And that was just a byproduct of how I chose to approach the draft. I was reluctant. I say this on the heels of actually winning my first ever draft league by relying on Mega Mawile to destroy everything. But,
Facts.
I guess I just wanted to try something a bit different, and I wanted to try to have more spread out power upon my team as opposed to just one mega carry that I had each week. Admittedly, that ended up working out, but I wanted to try something different, so I purposely held off on drafting a Gmax. And when I'm honestly kind of surprised that Lapras fell. I know that there's a lot of ways to deal with just defog, brick break, psychic things. But even without the veil, I think I showed Lapras can still kind of put in some work.
I mean, hey, you one-shot 2 things. Making very good use of that Dragon Dance. Quite nice.
And I was actually debating in that last spot between Gmax Kingler, because this goes back to not being able to get Blastoise. I kind of just wanted a Bulby Water.
It all ties together.
Yeah.
Crab Santa.
There is a plan, even though it might not seem like it. But yeah, Kingler was really interesting at first because I'm like, okay, so its Gmax move lowers opponent's speeds by 2 stages, which is really interesting, and that could also factor into the Trick Room thing, where I can bring it in Trick Room and it doesn't have to Gmax, but then when Trick Room ends, I can Gmax it and then I can do things. The reason I ended up not picking it is because it didn't actually get a flying move. I could have sworn it would have gotten Aerial Ace for Mag Airstreams, but that kind of shied me away from it.
All right.
Can't sweep.
Yeah, I can't really sweep as effectively as I would have wanted it to from that Gmax slot, and Lapras was honestly just the best thing available to me that I felt like at that time. I couldn't get Gmax Hat because I think it was available, but I didn't have enough points.
Yeah, too many points.
And I knew Nolan was restricted to a tier 3 or lower because of the way he drafted, so I purposely picked a little Persian and waited on the turnaround because I knew I would have my pick regardless.
That's pretty smart, yeah.
Get him.
But yeah, I just thought it was the best thing on the board, and then the one thing I will admit that I don't really like is that it compounded on my already pretty prevalent fighting weakness. My team is pretty dang weak to fighting, and my plan for that was okay, I have Ditto, I have Silvally, I can spec that into a Ghost type or whatever. But it's still Chirom, Alolan Persian, Lapras, it can be a challenging against teams that have a strong fighting type, but
or Lycanroc.
Oh yeah, rock type 2. I'm pretty weak too.
Well,
but yeah.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me. And
talking.
I hope I entertained you and answered your questions to the best of my ability.
Yeah, we appreciate the insight.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to come back again if you're willing to have me.
Hey, we'll see about it.
Yeah, good luck with the rest of the video. Glad I'm not last.
You got very well played, but you've played very well. I just wanted to say that one last time before you go. The Lapras getting 2 kills, the Ditto coming in to cover everything. Kyurem just nuking things. You played it about how we expected, but you played it to your strengths, which
Mhm.
in draft leagues, just playing towards your strengths is something that's sometimes not really done, just because
It's
people are
hard.
gonna know. Yeah, because people are just gonna know that you're gonna do that, so they're just gonna prep for it.
Well, thanks.
You're able to make it work.
We
So
appreciate it.
I mean, yeah, hey, thanks for the compliment. That actually means a lot, you know. I mean, it means that all the prep work I put in is not in vain. So works out.
Ciao.
well,
See ya. Thanks again.
Yeah.
thanks for
So,
coming on.
on to number 11. Talked about
New
10, had him on.
England Patrat.
New England Patrat didn't move. Was on
Got
the
it.
receiving end of, I believe, number 1. So I don't really blame him for the loss. I think they still need to change out some stuff.
On top.
They need to change out that foul links. Get him out of here.
Yeah, just because he just doesn't have his gimmick, so he just doesn't do anything. 3 water types that kind of do. I'm not. Same job isn't what I'm looking for.
They all just it all melds together. You lose a lot of stab when you have 3 water types.
Yeah, your only fast Pokemon are Porygon and
Virizion.
Virizion. And as we saw, Hitmontop just
Chopped.
obliterated. Just chopped the Virizion, sped straight through that Malamar after a bunch of chip. Just disgusting. And then the brutal swing just destroyed Corsola. Just
It really it ran house. It did really well.
Especially with the weak armor. I'm not really sure why you run weak armor. I'm sorry.
It could have been fire. I don't know, man. It got paralyzed, so there might have been something he was going for.
All right.
My only suggestion, I think if you can turn Dreadnought into almost anything else, it's just. I'm not gonna say it's wasted, but Dreadnought is definitely not what you want here. Try and get a different Gmax, and Snorlax / Porygon Z feel kind of weird. Maybe try and pick something else up. On to 12. Arizona Carkles. I feel the exact same way about this team. It
got obliterated by a top tier team.
Well, not obliterated, but like the game went on a really long time. I think that both sides played very well, but I don't think the team was able to break. Like that was the issue. Just like how we said in week 0, it doesn't have enough breakers for the comp that it's going for. Mamoswine Haxorus just are not enough. You need to get one more.
Is nice, but even under webs, he still doesn't outspeed a lot of things. And while he has like a nice like 120 attack, that's only good with like the Ice Shard.
I think it's 130.
Ice Shard, and it's usually not expected.
Mamoswine's like base 70, so it's really not that bad. It's more that the team needs webs so bad. And then Hitmonlee is like the only real speed, but it doesn't have real speed. It's Hitmonlee. Hitmonlee's only like 84-ish.
So Haxorus is great. It's just that I don't think it slots very well on his team.
Yeah, Celebi's really fast though. I'm really fast, base 100. The team's really good. I like it. Not really good. I think it needs some changes. Definitely, yeah, it could be super good. I think this team's really scary. But
yeah, it's scary if things happen, but it's just
like
we put Clefable as the MVP because it got 6 wishes off. That was.
I mean, that's a lot of wishes though. It's very impressive.
Yeah, but
just couldn't break.
What happened? It was sad.
Maybe if you run
negative top kills.
Maybe if you run a lot of SD Haxorus or like a setup Haxorus, maybe that could work. Not sure though. Maybe instead of running a bulky Celebi, you can make the Celebi a setup sweeper. But aside from that, I just recommend some swaps. And yeah, that's really all I have to say. Yeah. That is the unofficial PR Magikarp League ranking for week 1. As you can see here, to go over again, Red Spark Vikavolt, Durham Dermatans, Green Bay Kecleons, Antwerp Absols, Roll Street Raichu, New York Blastoise, Woolloomooloo Wooloos, Atlanta Ambipom, Russia's No Retreat, Route 2 Rattata, New England Patrat, and the Arizona Carkles in that order. I'm really impressed. I actually remembered all those teams. I was not expecting that.
I quite like the Pokemon representing the teams.
Yeah, guys. If you liked that, and you think we should have guests on, or if you want to be a guest, we'll see about it. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, and see you next time. Woo!
Yeah.